Hello, friends. Welcome to Adventures in Food with Howard. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Who doesn't love a homemade chocolate chip cookie? I personally love the chocolate chip cookies that are soft and chewy, and I've come up with a recipe that is jam-packed with chocolate chips, and even though they're soft and chewy, they give just the right amount of resistance when you bite into it. The ingredients are simple and probably things that you always have on hand, so whipping up a batch of chocolate chip cookies is almost as easy as turning on your oven. Here is what you will need: 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1¼ cups of chocolate chips, 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of granulated white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 extra large egg, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I always begin by putting the flour into a mixing bowl and then add the other dry ingredients, including the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Using a whisk, mix these dry ingredients thoroughly so that there won't be any pockets of baking powder or baking soda in the final cookie dough. In a large microwave-safe bowl, melt the butter in the microwave. Stir the white sugar into the melted butter and blend thoroughly, and then mix in the brown sugar. Add the egg and the vanilla extract and whisk this mixture until it is light-colored and somewhat fluffy. Add the dry flour mixture to this wet mixture and stir with a sturdy spoon until all the dry ingredients have been moistened with the wet mixture. At first, you may think that there's not enough moisture for all the dry ingredients, but be patient and keep stirring. It will all come together. Now, if you're stirring this with a wooden spoon, it's unlikely that you're going to overmix this. But if you're mixing this with an electric mixer, then there's a good possibility that it may get overmixed. So only mix this until all the dry flour is gone. Add the chocolate chips and stir them in only until they are evenly distributed throughout the dough. Do not overmix or you run the risk of making your cookies tough, but you should also not have any unmixed flour in the dough. I'm using a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop to form the cookie dough, but you could just as easily use a large spoon to pick up the chunks of the dough and form them into a rough ball. Place the dough balls on a cookie pan covered with wax paper, parchment paper, or in my case, a silicone baking mat. Make sure to space the cookies evenly so that when they cook and spread, they don't run into one another. When your pan is full, place it in a preheated 350-degree oven for approximately 10 to 12 minutes. If your oven tends to bake unevenly, which most do, rotate the pan 180 degrees in the oven halfway through the baking time. When the cookies are done, remove the pan from the oven, but do not remove the cookies from the pan. The cookies are much too fragile at this point, and they need to sit in the pan for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, move the cookies to a cooling rack to completely cool. I don't recommend trying to eat these cookies warm out of the oven. Just like a good piece of meat needs to rest after cooking, baked goods need to rest after baking. After about 30 minutes, the cookies will still be slightly warm, but are ready to be enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. Also give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love hearing from all of you. Thank you for watching Adventures in Food with Howard. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.